morning, folks. It is currently about 10 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time on April 30th, 2022. Hope our creators are keeping you well and safe wherever you are in the world. Please make sure to hit that like button and share this across other platforms, so we can bring awareness to what's going on out in our solar system. If you happen to be new, welcome to the channel. Please make sure that you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell for any critical future updates, should we have any, like we're going to do right now. Look at this, folks. Overnight here, UTC time, 4:50 in the morning, we had an M2.14, followed by an M1.43. Then we had a M4.48, and guess what? Just popped off with an X1.13. When I get up in the morning, I do typically check other channels, and no one has covered the X13 yet. Of course, I woke up a little bit later today, but look at that. And guess where all this came from? The departing sunspot 2993 and 2994. Let's go take a look at it. As we come over here, still being on spaceweatherlive.com, we're taking a look at our Enlil model. Yes, our Enlil, and we can see that it's coming off of the departing limb. And it is going off this direction, but we are going to take a glancing blow according to Enlil. A little bit, not going to be super concentrated. Approximately, according to them, we're only looking at about 20 to 30 centimeters cubed tops, but I don't buy that at all. Actually, let's go on over here and let's take a look at the European Space Agency model. And as we come over here and look, according to them, we're going to take about 40 centimeters cubed. And that will be on, oh, look at this, the 1st. Right on the 1st in the morning. Whoa. Does anybody happen to know what else is happening on the 1st? Right between the 30th. Look at this. Look, that's just amazing timing. Right between the 30th and the 1st. Anybody else happen to remember what's happening at that time? Anybody? Anybody? Let me show you. Look at this. The conjunction between Venus and Jupiter. Now Neptune's off here in the background, then you got Mars and Saturn. Remember, I showed you guys this. This is going on with the 30th. Okay? Now that's today. That was this morning. Now, tomorrow, it will actually be on the other side. These two will actually be switched. So the conjunction is happening. There's a lot going on today. Before we jump over and we take a look at the actual flares on our SDO, I did want to give you guys a moment and show you guys something. See this right here? Now we're looking at our time. We're looking at 1340 UTC time, okay? 1340, remember that. That's what time the flare happened on the surface of the sun. That's when it was registered. Now, that's on spaceweatherlive.com. We're going to come over to spaceweatherpredictioncenter.noaa.gov, and this is our D-region absorption prediction chart. Okay, this is when we actually got impacted. Now, I want you guys to keep an eye on this time. This is 1340, okay, the same time that it went off. Now, this is how fast that it travels. It travels at the speed of light. It takes approximately 8 minutes for it to reach the surface of our planet. Boom, there it is. 8 minutes, full impact. See, 8, 9, it's right there. 8 is the peak. And this is the whole region that absorbed the X-ray, the red part, which is basically 35 and it stops measuring at 35 decibels of radiation, X-ray radiation. So pretty much from Michigan eastward, draw Michigan straight down and eastward, you guys got it. Big chunk of South America, huge chunk of Africa, Europe, England, Iceland, yeah, Greenland. Yeah, this covered a major area. This is a pretty big flare. Even though it was only an X1.2, it still covers a lot of area, folks. So now that's how I show you guys things here and there. You saw that 8 minutes. To come up to the top, we're checking out our KP index prediction chart. We were at a G1, but if we go all the way to the top here, we can see that we actually had an R3, which is a radio blackout. We can tap on here. It tells you what it is. Wide area blackout of high frequency radio communication, loss of radio contact for about an hour on the sunlit side of the Earth. Low frequency navigation signals degraded for about an hour. And then we had a G1, geomagnetic storm. What is that? Weak power grid fluctuations can occur. Minor impact on satellite operations are possible. Migratory animals are affected at this and higher levels. Aurora is commonly visible at high latitudes, northern Michigan and Maine. But that's in the last 24 hours. That's since it popped. But this is our latest observed, so we're all on the green here, so there's nothing to worry about here. This is just the last 24 hours observed. All right? So, coming on down here, we'll take a look at our ASMAG and SweepHam. We can see that we were in event mode, and right here we had a little blip, so I think we were in event mode here as well, and then we bounced right back up again. So as long as we stay above -6, then we should be able to take the impacts relatively well. We can see here our GOES 16. Looks like we got some radiation. This is from some solar winds that I did discuss the other day. And these are our sunspots. Again, just going whoop, just way above their predictions. And here we are over at Israel. We're going to take a look at 94 angstroms of light right around the time of our eruptions, and we're going to see what we can find as far as our eruptions here. Oh, it looks like we've got some activity right here going on before. Oh, look at that. We got some plasma inbound from that one. You guys see that? We got some plasma coming out of that. And then we've got our first M flare right here. And then our second, and that second little one was right behind it. So there's the first one, second one. And let's see. Oh, we've actually got some activity going on over here too. Got some filament releases. Oh, we got some more filament releases right here. Oh, and it looks like this might be our second little group of another M flare there. That's but not even the X flare. Man, look at the sun. It is really active right now. Oh, right here. You see that? Boosh. That right there just threw out some plasma out into the atmosphere. Out into space towards us. And there's this one here. And oh, there's the X flare right there. Boom. It was actually between 1344. You can see where you can see the light here. This little beam. It was starting to activate. See that? So we had just missed it at that point. We were on the back side, and that's it actually affecting the excuse me, the satellite. So at 1340, when it actually went off, this was not taking a picture. It took a picture of 44. So, and I'm not seeing, that's about as far as it goes too. So I'm not seeing anything on that. Let's go over here to the 193, see if we can get any better imagery of what's coming at us. Let's get a little bit closer and up. Oh boy, got a lot of those to deal with today. Come on. And as we're moving on, let's check our movements here. Oh, yep, we've got some kind of an eruption here. You see this filament moving? It's changing colors. So that was something going out into space there. There's a lot of activity. The sun is actually quite complex at the moment. Lots of things going on. So we had our first flare throwing stuff off here. You can see it coming off the sun right there. Boop. And our second, I'm waiting for these little snaps and pops. Yep, we can see more coming off of that. 724. And I believe we have something, yep, right over here. Look at, we had one right here. See that coming off? So that threw something out. And there was a little bit of movement here, but nothing too major. Yep, and then we did have this little disruption here, and right here in a second. Ooh, look at this. Right here. Sure enough, this actually throws something out at us. See that? See that filament? That's coming out at us. That's towards the sun, or towards the earth. So we've got that coming, and then right after that went off, boom. Here's our X flare. Yep, right there, bam. Nice display. And that's as high as far as that goes. So not quite caught up yet. Let's take a look at it here on the 304 and see if we've got any major plasma. I don't think we have any major plasma though. I'll be honest. And at the 406, we can see that little eruption that I showed earlier. Yeah, let's try and get through this here. There's the one flare. There's our first M flare right there. You can see the nice little beam of light coming from it as it shot northward with the light. And yep, look at this right here. We can see something releasing right here. See it? More releasing. We got release right here. See it? So yeah, we've got plasma inbound from these little guys. We definitely got that. And then we got this guy right here. Remember, this one releases something here in just a second. And right about here. There it is. Kicking some off. See that? And then our M flare. Wow, man, this is really complex. Lots of stuff happening. And look at all that plasma coming off the sun. Boom. And that was a decent sized X flare. Now we do have, that's the one that's going to give us the glancing blow, is that guy right there. Boom. So we do have that glancing blow. Remember, I showed you guys Enlil will be getting a glancing blow, and it'll be impacting us between tonight and tomorrow morning. But some of the other things we do have to keep our eyes on is this filament. We've got a large filament here and here. We've had some really large filament eruptions over the past few days. Luckily, they've all been like building up here and then kind of taking off away from the Earth, but they're still pretty big filaments at the same either way. So as you can see up here, you can see this large filament here and this one here as I move the sun back and forth with the cursor. So those can erupt off and come towards us without even a flare. It can just let loose and be heading our direction. So that's something we do have to keep our eyes open for. But lots of activity going on, wouldn't you say? Now let's take a look at our Schumann. This is our Italian model. Actually, let's take a look at our Russian model real quick. Yesterday we had a power of 77. That's pretty powerful. We had a pretty good blast, and now we're getting another good blast, a power of 51 and 47. Lots of stuff going on in the Schumann in Russia. And this is a look at our Italian model. That's our electromagnetic field, just a little bits along the ground. Come over to this Schumann. We do see some kind of activity, but that's not really what I want to draw your attention to. I want to bring your attention down to these colors. Look at this thing. Look at this, like stacked energy or stacked information data. Look at this, just blasting right through here. These little buggers like this is what gets me, because you have all this, looks like a normal aurora noise, and then all of a sudden it just, you get these blasts. And this is a geophone strike right here. That's what this is. Between 0 and 35 hertz. This is on the geophone. What caused that? Was it coming down to the Earth? Was it the Earth shooting up? What's happening here, folks? And if that's not enough, looking over here at spaceweather.com, look at this. The sodium tail of Mercury. Look at this. Planets are not supposed to have tails, but Mercury does. A sodium tail is what they're calling it. This is taken from La Palma in the Canary Islands. And look at what's right behind it. The Pleiades. That's right. Star cluster, the Pleiades star cluster right here behind it. Holy cow. You want to talk about some serious energies going on here, folks. There's a lot of stuff going to be happening. This is not a comet, not a meteor, but it's Mercury. And right behind it, very close to it, the Pleiades. Look at this. That is the Pleiades. Now, if that's not enough, check this out. The moon is directly between us and the sun. So we've got that alignment. And look what's on the other side of it, Uranus. So we've got that energy of this alignment as well. So you got Mercury lined up with the Pleiades, star cluster with that sodium tail. You've got the conjunction between Venus and Jupiter going on between tonight and tomorrow morning, with Neptune out here in the background, kind of sort of in the mix of that. Holy cow, folks. You want to talk about some really crazy energies going on. Yippee-ki-yay. Remember, keep your eyes open, folks. No fear, and love is the only way forward. Solar Wolf out.